Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here to Publicly Buzzed on a Thursday night. What is going on? Tonight I'm going to be going over the incredibly horrible wildfires that are happening in California. And yeah, they're pretty devastating. We're going to be going over a lot of stuff. I have a live up here with an update that I actually want to watch currently. And it just started about 30 minutes ago, so we're a little bit behind on that. But we're going to jump right in there, and then I've got X up, of course. Share this out if you can. Let people know that you're hanging out with Publicly Buzzed here tonight, and yeah, let's do this. Thanks for coming in here.
Let's rock.
Yo, everybody, what is going on? Happy Thursday. Hope everyone is doing good tonight. Oh, we got Ember Burns coming through. Happy Thursday night, Ember Burns. I know who else we got hanging out early coming through here? I love to see it. Oh, shit, Charlotte from the UK, from England coming through here. Alrighty, I'm here with you guys. I love it. That's awesome. Welcome in here. Cheeny's in the house. Cheeny. All right, Cheeny and BG. I don't think BG OG's in here. I don't think BG's in here yet, but BG, Cheeny, since I'm seeing Cheeny now, they're going to be going out. This has been a very crazy week. I do know that the Canadian mail is back, so I've got your shirt. I just need to get that thing sent out, and I haven't been able to do it yet, including Pokemon and Missy Mayhem. I have some stuff from you guys in the post office that I haven't been able to grab yet either. It's been a crazy week, and we're about to get hit again. Tomorrow, we're about to get slammed again with some more snow. And we're not even done with this one. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Oasis Cat, welcome in here. Pammy, Pokemon. Yeah, I've got to go pick that up. Laura, Fozzie Puff, we got a whole crew coming through here. I like to see it. People in extra ruthlessly going after each other in every tragedy so far this year. What a garbage can world we live in. Yes, that seems to be about the basis of when shit goes to hell. People just attack each other, right? Holly Berry up in this motherfucker. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming in. I appreciate it here again on a Thursday night. There she is, Missy Mayhem in the house. Drew Gambino coming through here, trying to make sure everybody feels the love, baby. Because I love it here in the Buzz Nation. A couple of things we're doing. We are working on a wheel from Tuesday night. Still got that thing going. Trying to give away some stickers. We got the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Of course, if you give a super chat, if you become a member here, you get extra stuff in the video section. But you also get on a physical wheel. And once you get on that physical wheel, once we get 12 names on that physical wheel, rather, we give that son of a bitch a spin ski and give away some cool stuff. So, yeah, we'll be working on that. But, yeah, we're going to be jumping in here right now. Again, I've got, this is from Fox 11. I think there's multiple outlets that have a live up right now of some updates that's going on. Devastating footage that's coming out of California right now. L.A., Hollywood Hills, Palisades, Malibu, Pasadena. Yeah, and our own Miss Dina, who lives about 30 minutes away. I think she is in Los Angeles. Hopefully this can get contained somehow, but what's scary is I don't know how. They don't have any water pressure to fight these fires currently. I saw that there was some water dumps that were happening via helicopter that were kind of successful in some areas, but these are so out of control, it's devastating. Just looking at this right here, 13,000 K plus acres, 4,000 structures burned. Absolutely insane. And that's just in Eaton, another area that's been devastated horribly, by these fires. But we're going to be getting in here. Again, I want all opinions in the chat as we go off here tonight. Akash is in here also, because I want a little bit of everybody, all right? That's what we're growing here. We are not an echo chamber here at Publicly Buzz, and the Buzz Nation is going to let us know about it. And that's what I like. So, because I know I'm going to let you know about it. But let's get in here and see what's going on. And yeah, this just started. The press conference that they're working on. Let me get the sound here. Yeah, thanks everyone for being here tonight. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, just real quick, before we do jump in here, tomorrow night, Feral Friday, I've got Lisa, Miss Shorty coming on here to hang out. Fucking stoked about that. We got a little something cool. I told her to pick 2 movies. I'm going to pick 2 movies, and we're going to come here on YouTube for the pre-party, as always, on a Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on YouTube. And I'm going to put those movies in a poll, and my nose is itching off here. I'm trying not to be weird and itching, but I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to get
I'm telling you like it is, baby.
Get these movies in a poll, and then we're going to watch whatever wins over on kick.com/publiclybuzzed. You're not going to want to miss tomorrow night. All right, let's get an update here and see what's going on with these fires.
Supervisors. Let's listen to Zach.
From Mayor Bass, as well as Chief Crowley of LAFD.
Share this out, guys.
Following that, Mayor Bass will come back to the podium and provide remarks. We'll hear from FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell, Senator Adam Schiff, Supervisor Lindsay Horvath, Sheriff Robert Luna, County Fire Chief Deputy John O'Brien, Fire Chief Crowley, PD Chief Jim McDonnell, followed by Superintendent Alberto Carvalho. As always, we appreciate people signing up for notifications at Notify LA. We are also joined by leaders throughout the state and federal government. We're joined by FEMA Regional Administrator Bob Fenton, Congresswoman Luz Rivas, Congressman George Whitesides, Congressman Brad Sherman, Congresswoman Laura Friedman, Congresswoman Judy Chu, Congressman Jimmy Gomez, Congressman Ted Lieu, also Assemblymember Rick Zabur, Assemblymember Mark Gonzalez, Assemblymember Jessica Caloza, Assemblymember Celeste Rodriguez, as well as Assemblymember John Harabian. We're also joined by Mayor of Santa Monica, Lana Negretti. Thank you so much, and Mayor Bass, I'll pass it off to you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and let me just thank all of the leaders that are here with us today. I think it is a perfect example of how we are speaking with one voice. We will unify our city, we will get through this crisis, and we will rebuild a better Los Angeles. First and foremost, of course, my thoughts are with the thousands of Angelenos impacted by these continuing fires. There is a new fire, unfortunately, in West Hills, pushing into Ventura County, and we are expecting this fire to rapidly spread due to high winds. This is a reminder that this is a very dynamic situation that can change quickly. The priority for all Angelenos remains stay safe and please follow directions from the public safety officials. When you are told to evacuate, please evacuate. When you don't evacuate, you compromise the abilities of the first responders, one, to address this crisis. You put yourself in danger and you put others in danger. Again, we know that this is an active situation. LAPD will be assisting with evacuations, and I want to thank the...
Hell yeah. I'm going to make a note of that, Christine. Hell yeah. Feral Friday, January 17th. Going to be partying for Christine, baby. Let's go.
Firefighters from all over the state and, frankly, from many other areas who have come to respond to this unprecedented situation. Now, for an update on this most recent fire, I'd like to call Chief Crowley.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Kristen Crowley, Fire Chief of Los Angeles City Fire Department. We are now actively engaged in a new brush fire. We're calling it the Kenneth Fire in the West Hills area of Los Angeles on the border of Ventura County. This fire was over 50 acres upon arrival, with the potential for rapid growth over the next hour. Over 60 fire companies from the Los Angeles City Fire Department, LA County Fire Department, and Ventura County Fire Department were initially dispatched to the specific incident. Additional resources have been requested.
Yeah, we have some Buzz Nation that's out there in this area that's being affected, man.
And are en route. The fire started in the city of Los Angeles and burned rapidly into the county of Ventura. Los Angeles County Fire Department and Ventura County Fire Department are in unified command. The LAFD is now an assisting agency. There are currently immediate evacuation orders in place south of Van Owen, north of Burbank, east of Valley Circle, and west of County Lane Road. An evacuation warning is in place west of Valley Circle, north of Saticoy.
I did see one thing. Did you guys see the thing that was kind of going viral about the purses? Firefighters were filling up purses with water because, you know, that's all they had or whatever. I found out that was bullshit. Those are buckets, you know, that are part of a normal firefighter truck. I don't know how you would say it, but those things were just a normal part of a firefighter's tools, right? Like they would fill up these things and use them. And I saw people, which it looked like purses. I was like, holy shit. It's like, what is happening? Like, this is truly the end of times. But no, that was just bullshit.
East of Woodlake and south of Burbank.
But there's a lot of bullshit going on. I mean, I'm 100% behind that. Like, I don't know. There needs to be something done all over in a lot of the fucking country. But California is horrible right now. It's insane.
I will now be providing a quick update on the Palisades Fire.
Also, what
Current
happened?
acreage is
are there
19,
other people? Are there arsonists out there randomly setting fires around California at this point in time, dude? Like, people are fucking evil at the end of the day.
1,978. There are currently 5,316 structures that were damaged or destroyed. And unfortunately, our thoughts and prayers go out to the families. We do have a confirmed 2 fatalities that are now due to this incident. In closing, I want to make sure that we thank the residents of Los Angeles for remaining vigilant, and this new fire shows that we are absolutely not out of this extreme weather event. I personally want to take and show, I should say, my thanks and gratitude to all of our firefighters, our first responders.
I saw one, I think I retweeted. I've been retweeting crazy. They were talking to like one of the firefighting chiefs, and dude, he was so fucking defeated. Oh my God, yeah, there's this like list up here of like the power outages. Look at these fucking numbers, dude. Southern California Edison, 5 million? Okay, customers tracked, customers out. Over 1 million, 1.8 million people without power in this area. Just because it's been so fucking devastated, right? And then right here, REP in Eaton fire victim, 66-year-old Victor Shaw was found dead with a garden hose still in his hand as he defended his family's longtime home. Now, this is the one I was talking about. This is really hits you for a second. Hold on. Let me get the sound on this one.
Just give us your assessment. It looks like you've done a pretty good job saving as much as you can.
Look at this. Look how defeated this fucking guy is.
Saving as much as we can.
How frustrating has it been? I mean, there are all sorts of outbreaks. You only have so many personnel and so much water.
It's extremely frustrating. I mean, everyone's doing the best they can with what we have, and it's just frustrating that it's just not enough. Dude?
Right. The propulsion of the fire, it's still right now, that is a godsend, because you can get your handle on something so long as you're not seeing embers fly a quarter of a mile, a half mile, or a mile downrange.
He looks almost shell-shocked,
yeah,
bro.
I got here right around sunrise, and I really don't have a good view of the fire right now. I'm kind of underneath the plume, and we've been going since about midnight. So
God bless El Dorado Hills. Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks.
Chief.
No, that's fucking brutal.
Chief, real quick, can you just give us your assessment as...
Get the sound back on this press conference here. Again, this press conference we're about like 30 minutes, 50 minutes behind on this.
And for their families for all the sacrifices, their relentless efforts in battling this historic fire. And I should make that plural, historic fires. Next up, we're going to bring back the mayor. Mayor?
Thank you, Chief Crowley, for your leadership, and thank you for that update. We'll have critical updates on the state of this emergency broadly, including resources for Angelenos who have been impacted. Again, the priority of all Angelenos remains to stay safe and to follow directions from public safety officials. I was at the command post for the Palisades Fire with Governor Newsom and other federal partners earlier today, and we talked about strategies to provide relief. First, I just got off the phone with President Biden, and right before this press conference, I also spoke to Vice President Harris earlier today. Earlier today, the president announced the federal government would pay for 100% of disaster response costs from the wildfires in this area. This is unprecedented because usually it is not 100%. As the FEMA Administrator Chris Wall will discuss, new resources are also also available for impacted Angelenos to recover from this emergency. So thank you, FEMA Administrator, for being here today and for your continued partnership on behalf of the White House. Second, as you heard from the update from the county, the Eaton Fire Post, in coordination with the County of LA, we have requested the National Guard, along with the sheriff, and the county has implemented a curfew in all burn areas. And actually, let me correct that and say that the county is looking at a curfew, but has not implemented it yet. In Los Angeles, we have had evacuation orders in place in the Palisades and in Sylmar. Those evacuation orders have the force of a curfew, meaning you must leave and you cannot come back into the area, period. 24 hours a day. We have to protect the area, especially from those properties that remain. I've joined the sheriff in inviting the National Guard to take on non-emergency roles and provide us with resources to keep the burn area secure so that our frontline firefighters and police officers can focus on saving lives. So let me be clear. There's going to be zero tolerance for anybody that would be, I don't even know how to say this, but that would dare to enter houses or loot.
Yeah, asking Gronk about it real quick. Let me pop this back up here, because that's what I want to do. I want to get to the bottom of some misinformation. Holly Berry said that was misinformation going back to the 17 million that I had been reading and had been going viral that this mayor had deducted from the fire department. And Holly says that they actually added 50 million to the budget. And just asking Gronk, just straight up over here, and it says, yes, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass approved a budget for the 2024-2025 fiscal year that included a reduction of $17.6 million from Los Angeles Fire Department funding. The Los Angeles Fire Department's budget was decreased from $837 million in the previous fiscal year to $819 million, representing a cut of about 2%. This budget adjustment was part of a broader city budget plan that saw increases in other areas, such as the Los Angeles Police Department's budget. Critics have pointed to this cut as a factor in the city's response to the wildfires, although the mayor's office has noted that the budget still allowed for the hiring of firefighters and emergency response programs.
Property or anything from the individuals or from structures that remain standing. I was with D.A. Hoffman this morning, and he made it very clear.
Allocated to, at the end of the day, was probably some, well, I mean, let's just be honest, some liberal bullshit. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff that I think is fucking stupid.
That if anybody is involved in looting or any property damage, that he is ready to prosecute to the full extent of the law. So my team is in coordination with the Adjutant General who heads the National Guard, and I've spoken with the governor about the National Guard to take on specifically non-emergency roles to free up our firefighters and officers to do the life-saving work that they do in the city so that we are sure to have enough resources to surge our first responders so that they can focus on the life-saving work. Third, we're already looking ahead to aggressively rebuild. The city of Los Angeles will lead in this effort in the areas that are impacted by the city. We are going to clear the red tape and unnecessary delays and cost and headaches that people experience in ordinary times.
And the winds are crazy too, right? Like, something that absolutely tripped me out was the fucking trucks that got tipped over. Like, a bunch of them. I've got that up here too. I've got so much I want to show.
That we can rebuild your homes quickly. We're going to clear the way to rapidly rebuild our neighborhood infrastructure, which means roads, sidewalks, street lights, and utilities. We will clear the way to rebuild and open our small businesses and provide
this is true right here. Because 100%, everybody's politicizing this. This is a perfect time, right? We're getting right into the Trump inauguration. That's right around the corner. Even a couple of weeks away. So everyone's getting super hot and super crazy, especially in Democratic areas like California. Whatever your feeling is on that, it's going to be politicized. So, and I do think it's unfair how a lot of them just immediately attack and again spread a bunch of bullshit. But
assistance to make it through these closures. This is a massive effort, but we will be ready, and we will get the job done by turning away from the usual city system and moving forward in a new direction. LA has to be strong, united. We will reject those who seek, in this emergency, when lives are at stake and lives have been lost, we will reject those who seek to divide us and seek to misinform, because as evidenced by the leadership standing here today, we will be united. We will rebuild our city, and we will do whatever is necessary to get us past this crisis. And we can do that by being united. So let me just introduce our FEMA administrator, and I really want to thank her for coming here from Washington, D.C., obviously on very short notice, Deanne Criswell.
Thank you, Mayor Bass. First, I would just like to start by saying on behalf of President Biden, Vice President Harris, and the entire Biden-Harris administration, our hearts go out to everybody who has been impacted by this truly tragic event. And I think as you heard Mayor Bass lay out her really aggressive vision for how you're going to rebuild, I just want you to know, Mayor, that we are going to be here with you along the way to help you rebuild in a way that makes you stronger and more resilient. As the firefighters continue to bring in resources and
even in this, the far left is going after this lady also, apparently.
Support the suppression efforts for these fires. With the major disaster declaration, we now have the ability to begin having those.
According to this, the far left is who actually started this rumor. Bass also took heat from the far left activist online who accused the mayor of cutting the fire department's budget in order to pay for a costly new contract for the city's police. Again, this is what Holly sent me from Politico, I think it was. Let me see it there. Hold on. Bass also took heat from far-left activist online who accused the mayor of cutting the fire department's budget in order to pay for a costly new contract with the city's police. Also weighing in against her was Patrick Soon Seong, probably butchered the fuck out of that, the politically idiocentric owner of the Los Angeles Times, who echoed the attack, posting on X that the mayor cut LA Fire Department's budget by $23 million. So she's being attacked by her own side at this point also. Wow. That assertion is wrong. Here's what Holly was saying. The city was in the process of negotiating a new contract with the fire department at the time the budget was being crafted. So additionally, funding for the department was set aside in a separate fund until that deal was finalized in November. In fact, the city's fire budget increased more than $50 million over year compared to the last budget cycle. So that's not exactly adding $50 million to this, to what they were saying. Like, that 17 still might be factually correct. I'm confused because, like, the way I was originally reading it, they're not hearing about this 800, however, what did I have up on X? The budget's crazy. 837 million down to 819 million. So when I'm first hearing this and reading this, I'm thinking, oh fuck, it went from the entire budget, because I'm not thinking numbers. I don't know this shit. So I'm thinking, oh shit, it was instead of the fire department getting $23 million, just $23 million, which is crazy now that I see the real numbers. I'm thinking that she just gave them 17. Well, fuck this lady, right? And honestly, still maybe fuck this lady. I'm not necessarily on this lady's side. I do think there's been some unfair, wild shit going on, and maybe coming in for an attack again to politicize this for a side, whatever. And if anybody's watching my tweets, you should know that I think it's fucking stupid. But again, these numbers are crazy. $800 million. So only really 2%, but still super interesting. And Holly, thank you so much for sending me that. That's awesome. That's what I fucking want, baby.
Conversations about recovery, as well as help the individuals who have lost everything and jumpstart their road to recovery. If you live in Los Angeles County and you have been impacted by this disaster,
I hope you're doing good. Messina is about 30 minutes away from this madness in Los Angeles. Yeah, stay safe.
Can register for FEMA assistance. You can go to disasterassistance.gov. That's the best way to get into our system and start that process. You should also contact your insurance company because we will need that information as well as we start to work with you on your claim. Some of the things that you're going to be eligible for: if you incurred costs for temporary lodging as you evacuated, if you're going to need longer term lodging because you're displaced from your home for a period of time.
I did see that. I actually tweeted that too. Dude, there's so much stuff that I need to bring my Twitter back up for. Hold on.
If you need repairs to your home,
I've been going crazy.
We have some financial assistance that can help there. If you lost other things like a vehicle, we have some financial assistance. We know that everybody's situation is going to be different for each person. It's going to be unique to them. We want to be able to work with each of you individually to help you on that road to recovery, help you get to the right.
Again, anyone hanging out tonight, thank y'all so much. These are the celebrities, okay? These are the celebrities that have lost their homes, and this was tweeted by Gizla, true crime, grizzly true crime. Billy Crystal, Paris Hilton, Spencer Pratt, Heidi Montag, Adam Brody, Leighton Meester, no sure, Anna Faris, Anthony Hopkins, John Goodman. I did see John Goodman, Ricky Lake, Eugene Levy, James Woods. I saw that he was bitching on CNN. Mandy Moore, and then Cameron Matheson. All celebrities who have also lost their homes.
Resources, whether it's FEMA resources, complementing what your insurance company may provide, or bringing in our nonprofit partner.
So Henry Winkler apparently tweeted out that there's arsonists out here setting fires. And I don't know if he ever retracted that statement.
To help make sure that we have a holistic recovery for everybody that's been impacted. But we'll also work with you, Mayor, for things like temporary schools, temporary road repair if you need that, all these temporary measures that are going to be needed to help stabilize the community as you start to rebuild, and especially with the debris removal. And as President Biden announced, we're going to cover that debris removal and all of your emergency protective measures at 100% for 180 days, because we know it's going to take a long time to get that debris removal out. I think what I'll just say in closing here is we know that recovery is complicated, and for something as catastrophic as what I have seen so far here across Los Angeles, we know that this recovery is going to be complicated. But it is doable when we all come together with the city, the state, the federal government, our nonprofit partners. When we work together, as you can see behind us here, anything is possible, and we will help you rebuild in a way that makes you stronger, Mayor.
Let me introduce now. First of all, let me just say that the President Biden and Vice President Harris just could not have been more.
This is crazy to me, dude. Look at these trucks, bro. Like, I've never seen nothing like this. The wind that's just a truck. Look how many trucks this is. This is scary and crazy, dude.
This is the apocalypse. Every truck has been blown over. Shit, there's trucks. Oh my god.
How many trucks? Has anyone ever seen anything fucking like that, dude?
Holy fuck, there's trucks everywhere lying sideways.
Up ahead.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
What the fuck, dude? That's crazy, man.
Are these people okay? Everyone is sideways. This was like
I thought this was insane.
Truck. Oh my god. Oh look.
Like a truck blows over? Sure. Every truck blows over? I don't know.
Supportive and various members of the cabinet. But let me introduce our Senator, Adam Schiff.
Yo, Greenie.
Madam Mayor, thank you. Thank you for bringing us all together, and thank you for
I'm gonna check that out, CH.
I want to begin also by acknowledging those that have lost their lives and lost their homes. I was on the phone much of the early part of the day talking to people that lost everything, and for so many, because of the nature of these fires, they not only lost their home,
decades
lost
from
their
someone
whole
living there.
They lost their whole community. They lost their school and their place of worship. It's all gone. And I just want to express the heartbreak I know we're all feeling over those massive losses, unprecedented in our state's history.
Whoa. Holly Berry with the breaking news coming through with Brian Enton. Thank you so much, Holly. LAPD tells me Kenneth Fire now being investigated as an arson. That was, 17 minutes ago. We got an update. Just finished interviewing LAPD. They tell me Victory Trailhead is now a crime scene, and Kenneth Fire is an arson investigation with one person in custody. Kenneth Fire is up to about 900 acres, dude. How many other people are out here just being giant pieces of shit and setting fucking fires out here in the brush in California? I bet you it's more than a few, dude. People are so shitty. Just look at the stuff that we catch on camera now on surveillance. When they know they're being watched. Like, people fucking suck, dude.
I also want to, as the mayor was alluding to, take this opportunity to thank
I'll be right back,
the
guys.
Biden administration
Thanks everyone for hanging out.
They've done.
The Fonz knew. The Fonz fucking knew. Oh my god. Thanks everyone for hanging, man. I appreciate it.
This is gun country.
Keep it strapped. I'm telling you right now.
And the California House delegation, several of my colleagues here.
I'll be right back, guys. Thanks everyone for hanging. Share it out.
To get a quick declaration of disaster, to try to get the most we could in terms of federal match, and we could not have asked for more from the administration.
All that too.
The declaration was
oh my god,
immediate.
dude! So much fucked up shit. People suck, dude.
You're lucky normally to get 75% of a federal match. We learned today from the president we're getting 100% federal match here. That's extraordinary. I talked to the president and the vice president today about both these issues and more and the needs ahead, and they could not have been more committed to making sure that California and Southern California get the resources and help they need. And I thank our FEMA administrator also for her work on this. Finally, I just want to say candidly, we are not through this by any means. We keep seeing these fires pop up in different places. We may see more before this is over. If you're told to evacuate, then get the hell out. You might think you can outrun a fire. You are not going to outrun these fires. You're just not. The way they are moving, the unpredictability of how they're moving, the swiftness with how they're moving, you are not going to outrun these fires. If you stay, you're going to die in them, and it's not worth it. So if you're told to evacuate, get the hell out. Save yourselves. You can rebuild because we are going to rebuild. We also, I think, have to be mindful of the risks that will follow these fires, and that is when the rains come and the risk of mudslides. So I say that because we need to know what we're looking forward to ahead. But I want to underscore finally what the mayor was saying also. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. We're Californians. We will bounce back from this. We will rebuild from this, rebuild our neighborhoods and our schools and our places of worship. We will come back from this. And once again, I thank all of you that are on the front lines of this, all of the first responders who are out there every day putting their lives on the line, doing heroic work. I'm grateful to all the other jurisdictions.
You guys have been seeing the crazy videos and memes and shit coming from the presidents getting together for the Jimmy Carter thing today.
You see one truck from this
Dude, there was
county,
one
another
hilarious
from that
one. Hold
county,
on.
From all over the state, the country, and indeed other countries as
Hope
well.
I retweeted it.
Thank you to the first responders. Thank you, Mayor.
Before I bring up our supervisor, let me just acknowledge City Councilman John Lee. He wanted to be here today, but because of the latest fire, he went to that situation. Supervisor Lindsay Horvath.
Oh my God. The only thing that sucks is the music's going to get me.
West Hills, Hidden Hills.
I think it's worth
Calabasas.
it. All right, this is all this shit. We got Bill Clinton checking out Kamala. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the music on some, and I'm gonna mute it a bunch. So I think I can do this. Look at him, bro. Oh shit! Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Checking her out, son. Tell me he ain't. Tell me he ain't. Let's get it on. Dude, Bill Clinton, go to Bill Clinton. All day long. She even looks back like that son of a bitch. That son of a bitch.
Residents.
Let me get the sound back. Dude, that's just cracking me up.
Are under evacuation.
Let's see if I get by off the copyright strike
for
there.
The Kenneth Fire. As you heard, it just started over 2 hours ago.
Let's get it on.
The rate of spread and the density of the communities in this area, it is serious. Please act swiftly, move quickly, evacuate now to protect.
There's one chick. There's this. She's like a B, maybe even less. She's a D actress, like that level. But she lives in California. She lives in Los Angeles. And dude, I saw that she last night had to get out of her space, and she had a bunch of dogs, and she was having trouble finding a hotel. Finally did.
Life, the lives of your community members,
like some fucking
and the lives of our first responders.
Bill would have a good time on Phil Friday. I'm telling you that shit.
Charter School at 5.
He's a Buzz Nation member and don't even know it.
In Woodland Hills. Continue to stay updated at emergency.lacounty.gov to ensure we can protect lives during this critical time. I've been in touch with most of the elected leaders in this area, and we are united.
Dude, I like her look back. She looks like
keeping
this
people
motherfucker.
safe. Our independent cities have lived through this before. They are resilient and they are strong, but they must stay informed. Your partnership is critical to our success in keeping you safe. To those impacted by these devastating fires, my heart is with you. The grief that we have witnessed out there is immense.
Oh, yeah.
As we see homes and neighborhoods changed forever. And as the time goes on,
Fonz is tired of these fucking hoodlums
we are weary
out here,
but we will not break.
And their hijinks.
The county is here for you, both in the crisis and on the road ahead. For my 3rd District communities impacted by Palisades, Sunset, and Hurst fires.
Do they have the interpreter tag out?
Palisades, due to the president's major disaster declaration, impacted community members.
There's California's problem right there.
For relief now, as you heard.
You're like, oh, she needs a
Please
break.
visit
Tag him in.
disasterassistance.gov or call 800-621-FEMA to get started. For my residents in the Topanga Canyon, I've been in contact with Chief Maroney and Captain C2, and Topanga Canyon is the #1 priority for Palisades Fire area
goats
today.
Are fucking defy gravity.
Personnel, both aerial and on the ground, are being deployed to protect our Topanga Canyon communities. And we are here for you, and every resource is committed to you and your safety. To our residents in Malibu, be on alert for additional evacuation instructions due to the Kenneth Fire.
Oh my God.
We know you are already suffering so much.
Dude,
and we are fighting even greater
is California
devastation.
Gone?
We are here for you. Santa Monica's curfew remains active from sunset to sunrise.
I'm making a lot of jokes,
evacuation
but this is
orders
fucked.
are unchanged today. Santa Monica Mayor Lana Negretti is here with us this afternoon, and we stand strong with all Santa Monicans. Hollywood, the Sunset Fire is contained with no structures destroyed.
No, he's
all
killing it.
Evacuation orders have been
absolutely
lifted.
Killing it, bro.
Please continue to stay alert and move with caution as you return to your homes. Crews are still working, so your safety is their and our priority.
Well, thank God that the family got out with the pets, though. But holy shit, Tiff, right here, Buzz Nation member, my friend's home is gone. Holy fuck, dude, that's horrible. Christopher Dewitt, the man coming through here. Winkler can't believe people are out setting fires instead of attending the sock hop or hanging at the local soda shop. You're right, dude. Oh my God. He's like, what? Back in my day.
I want to especially thank Senator Schiff and
when I was like 30 playing a 19-year-old in the
support.
70s.
Alongside many present here, I was able to join so many in in visiting and
I do
learning
like
from
Henry Winkler,
our
though. He's always
extraordinary
been cool.
firefighters, our law enforcement officials, and first responders
He's always
at the
been
Palisades Fire
I don't know.
Incident
He
Command
seemed
Post
like a
earlier
cool
today.
celebrity.
They are digging even deeper, despite treacherous conditions and long hours. Help is on the way for them, but we know you will have our back until then. Shortly after that, President Biden called me personally to offer his additional support. His compassion knows no bounds, and his deep understanding of our pain means he has our back too. With that, I want to close in talking about the devastation that people are feeling.
Yeah, seeing
Mental
the
health supports continue to be available through the county's
seeing the
Department of
random
Mental
fires
Health,
pop up because of floating embers and shit is
800-854-7771.
trippy. And that's what fueled a lot of the arsonist talk. But I mean, dude, I'm in the mind that there's probably fucking arsonists also. Like, this is so many fucking fires. Just the way everything is right now. I mean, everybody's out of their minds because of politics. Like, politics has just broken every fucking person, man. And not even just politics, just fucking humanity. I mean, you know, everything. We live in a time where this stuff, this would be seen regardless. But I was about to say, in a time where we see the wildest shit go viral on a regular basis at this point in time, and you know, we can see a lot of the lies that a lot of the mayors and the governors and the presidents, and you know, and I'm talking about all of them, man. Like, we can see that shit now. We can see it better than ever. And I'm of the mindset that we are in an awesome time where, you know, it's out in the open, right? Everybody's a journalist now. Like, I do believe that is true. If you have a phone, if you have a voice, if you can write, if you can tell a story, if you're there to witness something, but also what comes with that, what we're already kind of debating and talking about, bullshit, right? There's always going to be people that's going to be trying to manipulate a situation to better their side or their argument or whatever, again, political affiliation they have, dude. So I don't know, man. Like, you know, I've been doing a lot of these streams and kind of getting deeper into this, a little bit more into the politics side. But I mean, I'm a pretty hard libertarian. I mean, and I definitely side more conservatively than I do liberal, just being honest. But dude, I see good in all sides and loads of people. Like, but man, like, I don't know. We're also in very dark times where there's lots of evil people that have seeped in and they're doing nefarious things that are, I don't know, man. And that's just happening worldwide too. And then you look around the world at places that, you know, are ruled by warlords, and I don't know, man. Like, it's a very scary world. But also, I mean, we could live in we have people all over the world in here. I got Charlotte in here from fucking England, right? We can all still, because of the internet, get together, and we have this awesome atmosphere and this awesome community that we've built together. So you take the good, you take the bad, but the bad is really bad today. So
we have sent mental health professionals out to many of the shelter locations to ensure that while people are waiting, they are beginning their healing process.
That's what I
and
scream
the
the most, honest to God.
The Disaster Distress Helpline is also available for crisis counseling. You can call or text 800-985-5990. Our county is doing everything possible to respond to these fires and to work towards containment. But please continue to follow evacuation orders and stay vigilant. I know it is hard to walk away from everything that you have invested yourself in, but if you don't, it puts us all at risk. Please.
100%, man.
Follow these evacuation orders. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Dude.
The only way we get through this is together. We will protect our communities and come through this stronger.
You're not wrong, though. I had to circle that back around. You know, I want to bring it into the darkest shit imaginable. But you know what? We're going to bring that right back. The Facts of Life. Amazing television show.
And next, I'd like to introduce LA County Fire Chief and Deputy Chief John O'Brien.
Facts of Life. Facts of Life.
Good evening, everyone. My name is John O'Brien, Chief Deputy of Emergency Operations for the County of Los Angeles Fire Department. Tonight, I'll start by giving an update on the Eaton fire affecting the communities of Pasadena, Sierra
Thanks
Madre,
everyone for hanging out.
Arcadia,
All the shares
and
that's come
Monrovia.
through.
The
Really
Los Angeles
cool.
County Fire Department remains in unified
All the like
command
skis, all that
with
goodness.
Pasadena Fire, Sierra Madre Fire, Arcadia Fire, the United States Forest Service, and CAL FIRE, as well as the Sheriff's Department and our local law enforcement agencies. The Eaton Fire is now over 13,609 acres and still remains 0% contained. We have 1,527 firefighting personnel assigned and mutual aid resources from across the state and nation arriving to assist with this fire. We have had several firefighter injuries reported and estimate that over 5,000 structures have been destroyed. This is based on aerial imagery that's been provided. We expect those numbers can change, either go up or down based on additional mapping of the fire.
12 damn months. 12 damn months Gamby's coming through here. It's my favorite community. I love you, hooligans. Yeah, that's what I'd like to hear that. That's what I'm talking about. Give me a little anniversary love here.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you so much, Gamby's. Gamby's awesome, man. Love Gamby's. Crew up in here.
Teams get out there and complete their thorough
G's
damage
up in
assessment of the burn area.
Boom. See,
We also
people
had
forget.
one firefighter
People
injured
forget.
today who
Little
sustained
reminder doesn't
injuries
hurt.
battling the fire and is currently at a local area hospital. The cause of the fire is unknown and remains under investigation. As soon as the cause is determined, we'll be sure to get that information out to all. As
That's crazy.
Supervisor Horvath and Chief Crowley mentioned, the Kenneth Fire started just after 2:30 p.m. today in West Hills and has grown over 800
Like, it's scary how
acres
easy
that
in
short
this
period of
season.
time. We have it.
And I originally heard, now this I don't know if I could probably ask AI this. I'm sure it's out there somewhere because, you know, that's all you guys doing is searching the internet for the information. But I originally had heard that it was a backyard fire that it created, but I'm not sure if that's
Implementation of ground and air resources assigned with evacuation.
Damn, Bonnie's coming fuck through. 19
Hills in Calabasas.
months.
Additional information will be provided as this incident
Fuck,
develops.
Bonnie. That's incredible.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Holy shit.
Happy anniversary.
Wow. That is a heavy one. Good Lord.
But I encourage all to be vigilant and visit lacounty.gov/emergency for the latest incident information. The number of resources assigned to this fire siege event has increased significantly, and we are in a much better position than we were earlier in the week. Out-of-state resources continue to arrive in Los Angeles County, and we are appreciative of our fire partners from throughout the western United States for providing assistance to Los Angeles County in our time of need. Regarding the current red flag warning, the National Weather Service predicts the warning will remain
I'm not
in
sure if
effect
that's
for
true.
Los Angeles County
I didn't hear that.
and the majority of Ventura County through
Dude,
Friday,
the shots
with another likely event impacting
like that are
both counties
horrific.
earlier next week.
I still have the hashtag
I
up.
encourage all residents and communities to remain vigilant as we weather this fire
God, the world's
siege
insane,
together.
though.
And
I see why
again,
people lose their
visit
fucking minds, though. Like, it
LAcounty.gov/emergency
really is important to have, like, a
for
base,
the latest
man, and have
information
people that you
on all
trust and
incidents.
love.
And lastly, I want to acknowledge the tireless efforts of my
crazy.
Los Angeles County Fire Department personnel and all the firefighters
But I
who
like
are
being
here
informed.
assisting, both on the lines and those behind the scenes who
Okay, we got some brand new information as of 4 minutes ago. Something from News Nation here. Hold on. I think we're going to be talking about the arsonist possibility here. Breaking news right here on Publicly Buzzed. Let folks know.
Brian, this is a huge and very frustrating development.
Yeah, I mean, I totally unexpected.
Arson,
and
dude,
was
in this
not
situation right now?
expecting to get that piece of
This
information
is
in the last couple of
evil,
minutes. We were
bro.
sort of wondering why there are so many police
Like,
out
I'm
here.
literally sitting here getting
Obviously,
madder.
This is a fire scene, and we've been at fire scenes for the last couple of days, and it didn't really make a lot of sense that more and more LAPD were showing up. And then the crime scene
in total
unit
since
also being out
2020.
here. So we
That's
spoke
counting
to
my
the
wrestling
lead
stuff.
officer in
With
charge,
this
who you saw
specific
there, and he was very
November
open about it. He said that they
2022,
believe the Kenneth Fire, which is the latest
October
fire
2022.
to start here in LA, now at 900 acres, give or take. They believe that someone did intentionally set it, that this is now officially an arson investigation. He said this whole area behind me the canyon behind me. They're calling now a crime scene, and that they have a person in custody, detained, who they are questioning. Apparently someone in the area may have seen something. Now someone is in custody. But when you think about what has gone on in LA over the last 3 days, and granted, keep in mind, this is just the latest fire. This doesn't mean the other fires that we've been covering were intentionally shot. We don't we don't know. But LAPD saying they believe this latest fire was arson. Dan.
Dude, that's fucked. That's absolutely fucked. Dude, oh my god.
Continuous place themselves in harm's way to protect the residents and property of this great county. Thank you for always being there and continuing to be a safe and take care of yourself. Excuse me, those around you and the people who need us most. Thank you. And with that,
Y'all
I'll
can
now
hear that,
turn it
right?
over to Los Angeles Police Chief Jim McDonald.
Dude, Miss Dina, that's fucked.
Good evening. Los Angeles Police Department extends our deepest sympathy to those who've been affected by the devastating fire. Our community is facing significant challenges, and ensuring the
Susan,
safety
take
and
care.
well-being
Thank you so
of
much
our
for hanging
residents
out.
is our number
Appreciate
one
it.
priority. The department is fully committed.
If you got snow coming, like I've got, be careful and stay safe and stay warm, because it's like very cold here, like 10 degrees. We have another front coming in tomorrow that's going to be brutal. And if anybody saw the tweet earlier that I made, and I think I made a post on YouTube as well in the community section, but we've gotten hit. Yeah, so I'm not looking forward to it. I went today and I went shopping and got a bunch of food and stuff, and
To protecting lives, property, and critical infrastructure during this crisis. I want to also, as you've heard, I don't know that we can thank enough the members of the LAPD, the Sheriff's Department, all of our fire partners, and then others that don't get recognition, the Department of Public Works, Department of Water and Power, so many others that are out there on the front lines and doing the job to try and restore order to everyone.
I mean,
There was
dude, like it's
a
almost too
fatality
much
reported
for
earlier today
me
around
at
10
some
a.m.
points. Like,
Officers were notified of a
I
death
can usually bring it back,
investigation in
honestly,
the
with like some kind of like
15,300
laughter,
block of
like
Friend
trying to make a
Street
joke, which
in
is
the
fucked, but
Palisades
like
area. LAPD
that is how I deal with
investigators
stuff. But
immediately
like,
notified LA Fire Department Arson
I don't know.
and the Los Angeles
I don't
County
know.
Coroner's
I don't
Office, who responded and determined the death to be fire-related. The LAPD and our law enforcement partners are actively maintaining law and order in areas impacted by the fires. Officers are patrolling these areas to try and deter criminal activity and ensure public safety. Protecting homes and businesses in the evacuated and vulnerable zones is our priority. Ensuring no one takes advantage
lots of looting and
difficult
bullshit I've heard
situation.
already going on.
As the mayor said earlier,
But again,
there
I'm
will
just
be
hearing
zero
that,
tolerance
guys.
for looting.
Like,
Looting or exploiting this disaster will not be tolerated. Individuals caught looting or committing crimes in affected areas will be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest
I can
extent of
only
the law.
imagine it's true.
There are no
honestly.
reports of looting at this time tonight. Our people remain vigilant,
Okay,
and
no
patrols
reports
in
of
burn
looting.
areas have
So
been increased
anything
to
I've seen is
prevent and
maybe even
respond
bullshit.
swiftly to
But
such
also,
activities.
I don't necessarily trust
To
these
enhance
people.
public safety and allow first responders and recovery teams
Oh
to
my
work
god!
effectively.
Another
the
clip
county
here. Another clip live right here. Hold on. What the fuck, dude?
What we know right now is that the incident started here, and about 30 minutes later, a suspect was detained over in Woodland Hills area by citizens.
So someone purposely set the Kenneth fire.
He said detained by citizens. That's awesome. Holy shit. What? So some people probably seen this motherfucker setting a fire and grabbed him.
At this time, that's what we believe, yes.
Do you know how or why they did that?
That I don't know.
Is this a crime scene right
James,
now?
welcome in.
Yes.
So everything's been closed off.
It's being investigated as a crime.
Bro.
Any of these homes, please evacuate.
Bro. You just got little fucking people. People running around causing fucking. What is happening? go to the latest tab. We'll go back to the press conference. We're not done here. So Biden announced that the issue of limited water flow from fire hydrants in California will soon be resolved as the state continues to battle devastating wildfires. I wonder how they resolve something like that. And I've seen the stuff where like they didn't like collect the water, the snow tops, I guess, or the snow that fell on the tops of mountains, and the water run off. Like, I saw some stuff about that. Again, I don't know. I mean,
Wide hard curfew is in effect or will be in effect from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the affected burn areas.
So
Anyone
horrible.
violating this curfew order or that will be in effect, or the current evacuation order without
Richard
valid
Ramirez
reason
like
may
that
face
too,
legal consequences.
people
The
got
measure is
caught.
essential to protect residents and support recovery efforts. The support of the National Guard is invaluable during this emergency, and we're thankful for that. Enabling law enforcement to focus on crime suppression, the National Guard will be assisting in the following areas. Traffic control to maintain
I'm interested to see
roadways
if I
and
beat that
ensuring access
copyright
to affected areas is restricted only to authorized personnel. Critical infrastructure security and checkpoints verifying credentials and restricting unauthorized entry into those protected zones. These measures may cause inconvenience to many, but they are necessary for public safety and community recovery. Residents are encouraged to report any suspicious activity to their local law enforcement agency. A united effort is key to ensuring a swift and secure recovery process for all. Law enforcement, the National Guard, and other first responders are here to support the community during this difficult time. The commitment remains steadfast in restoring safety and normalcy as quickly as we can. Cooperation and resilience from the community is greatly appreciated, and we're thankful.
What are the fucking odds of that? What is even happening, dude? Look at this one. Just in, aircraft fighting Palisades Fire strikes drone. Fire officials informed the FAA that a firefighting aircraft struck a drone while it was operating over the Palisades Fire in Los Angeles on Thursday. The aircraft landed safely. The FAA will investigate. Please contact California Fire for additional information. It's a federal crime punishable by up to 12 months in prison to interfere with firefighting. What? I'm just coming off all the other crazy drone stuff that's been happening, mainly in New Jersey and on the East Coast, but it's been all over the world, and it's also been on the West Coast. I haven't heard necessarily in California, but come the fuck on. What the hell?
For the cooperation that we've received to this point. Thank you.
Like,
Let me now
again,
introduce.
We live inside of a fucking dream. Nothing is real.
Following me is LA Unified School District Superintendent Alberto Carvalho. I'm sorry. My mistake. Now my partner,
is this real?
Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna. Thank you.
You forgot about me already. Just a quick overview. We have close to 500 sheriff deputies working throughout the county, working on evacuations, working on traffic control, both ingress and egress, and we are also working what we call looter suppression. It's unfortunate that we have to assign people to do that task, but we have. And we have made arrests behind that. In regards to resources, on the way to this press conference, our Northern Command made a request for 100 more.
Oh my God, everything's insane. Look at this shit. All right. They're just hanging out. It's just Trump and Obama. There's another fucking song. Dear God in heaven. I'll play my own song.
Brooklyn, so
The fuck? Oh God, they're going! This happened live today! This is real! Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, we've got a fight on our hands!
Hold up!
Oh my God, in heaven! Dude, AI is insane.
deputies, or roughly 100 more deputies. So we are in the process, from a mutual aid perspective, of sending what we have internally and then requesting resources from counties around us as we are working, as you see and hear, many different priorities. Because this event continues and we continue to get new fires, the mayor mentioned it, Chief McDonald mentioned it. I've been working with the state, the Office of Emergency Services, for the last several days in trying to estimate
crazy.
The California National Guard and how they would be utilized. We made the official request earlier today, and I'm happy to report that they have been staged and ready to go. They're going to get deployed to specific missions. The first missions will be at the Palisades Fire, at the Eaton Fire. They will be supporting the city of Los Angeles as well.
That's deployed.
Mayor Bass and Chief McDonald made that request to us. There are several other cities that have requested National Guard resources. The city of Santa Monica, the city of Pasadena, the city of Arcadia. And I'm sure as time goes on, there will be others. Our Emergency Operations Bureau will distribute not only mutual aid resources throughout the county as needed, and then we may have to redeploy people, whether it is police officers, deputy sheriffs, or National Guardsmen, as we see. And then the state, again, I can't say enough about the Office of Emergency Services and the support of Governor Newsom, who has basically called and said, what do you need? What else can we send you? I also received a call from Commissioner Sean Dury from the California Highway Patrol. We have been utilizing their resources and using them through a mutual aid response throughout the county. I want to switch gears momentarily. You've heard the word curfew come up a couple of times. We as the county are in the process with our attorneys and our Office of Emergency Management of drafting that curfew paperwork. And as we're doing that, I cannot tell you if the curfew will be enacted tonight. The goal is for it to be enacted tonight, but once we get everything done, we may enact it tomorrow night. That being said, I want to make sure, and we've said it a couple of times, in the areas that have been evacuated, do not go in there unless you have specific business. And right now, the only people who have business in there are firefighters and law enforcement, or some kind of worker that's trying to put utilities back together for us. You will be detained. You will be arrested if you're doing there and you're up to no good. And as the mayor said, we've all talked to the district attorney, who says that they will prosecute without hesitation. So please make sure everybody understands that. And just going back to the curfew for clarification is not county-wide. The curfew will only take place in the impacted areas, specifically those areas that have had mandated evacuations. So, for example, in the city of Los Angeles, as they're requesting those National Guard resources, you're talking about the Palisades area. For us in Los Angeles County, it is also that Palisades, Malibu, Lost Hills area, and then the Pasadena area. Pasadena, self-explanatory. Santa Monica, self-explanatory. And the other cities that are requesting the assistance. As you see, with all of our partners, from a mutual aid perspective, we are second to none anywhere in this country. Whether it is fire resources or it is law enforcement resources, we are able to depend on each other to make sure that we provide the best service we can to our community. Just the very last thing, if anyone has any questions about whether it's evacuations, mandatory, or warnings, or any traffic closures, go to lacounty.gov/emergency for updated information. Thank you very much. And with that now, I will bring up the superintendent. We didn't forget about you.
Thank you very much, Sheriff Luna. Madam Mayor, thank you so much for your leadership. I would like to also thank the city leaders, county, state, and federal entities who have been responsive, who have been supportive and collaborative during very trying times. Today, we closed all schools in Los Angeles Unified School District, and we announced earlier today, because of a detailed examination of scientific data, wind trends, and the continuity of these awful fires, that would be prudent to announce early on the closure of all schools going into tomorrow, January 10th.
I'm going to sensationalize
we made this
the hell out of the
decision
title.
after reviewing, first and foremost, air quality data. Fires may be far away from some communities where we have schools. However, winds are transporting particulate matter, smoke, and ashes across the entire district. And yes, we celebrate when the winds subside, because that allows more effective combating of fires. But when the winds subside, often that cloud of smoke lingers over certain communities. When the winds pick up, obviously the fires explode, creating more smoke. Smoke for us is the enemy, as it compromises the air quality around our schools. We opened 8 feeding centers, grab-and-go food distribution centers across our community. We will increase that to 16 centers across Los Angeles Unified. We recognize that when we close schools, there are a lot of parents who depend on our schools not only for nutrition, but also for child supervision. That is why we partner aggressively, and I am indebted to the YMCA for opening 30 sites providing child supervision with enrichment activities at no cost to the residents of our community. So tomorrow, our students will continue in a continuity of learning methodology, relying on digital resources available to them. We also recognize that some areas of our community are struggling with power, with electricity. Obviously, not being able to perhaps have connectivity
here where I'm at,
or electricity for their device.
We got dumped on. Like, we had a really crazy ice deal before the snow. Now it's just been a week of snow, but at the very beginning it was ice. And we had like, I think 10,000 people locally without power. Luckily, knock on wood, we were not one of them. But I have somebody that I work with that is still without power. And dude, it's like 10 degrees here. No fucking joke. Like, he has a kid too, and like he has a parents that have power, luckily, and the kid's there. But he has animals, and you know he can't take them apparently for some reason. So he feels bad, so he's staying with the cats and the dog. Dude, it's fucking crazy, bro.
At our regional centers, we have packets of instructional materials for all grade levels and subject areas for those families that may need them. For tomorrow, not only are our schools closed, all extracurricular activities and athletic activities previously scheduled have also been canceled. Reopening the school system is not an easy process, particularly after a crisis like this one. We need to do indoor and outdoor cleaning, the replacement of filters. That's why I want to thank in advance our workforce, particularly SEIU 99, the Teamsters, everyone involved in the replacement of filters and the cleaning process in advance of our students and our staff returning to our schools. We will be examining the data tomorrow and into the weekend before making a decision about conditions as we head into Monday. I don't need to say what has been said. This is a set of unprecedented circumstances. At no point in the history of our community, or perhaps the country, have we had fires simultaneously happening. Not one, that's what's making multiple serious fires.
Bro, that's what's making me want to, I'm going to speculate a little bit, who fucking knows? We now have a confirmed arsonist. I changed the name to the fucking stream, confirmed arsonist in LA. I mean, dude, this is insane, dude. And dude, I don't know. I don't want to speculate too hard.
Simultaneously occurring, wrapped around hurricane-level force winds.
Things are insane.
I come from a place where hurricanes are constant.
Holly
but there's
Berry
no
keeps
fire
shaking the
associated.
globe, fucking us up.
So this is a real threat. I want to thank the first responders that are working tirelessly in our community.
Oh my God,
and we will be bringing information to our community, which can also be accessed on www.lusd.org. Unas palabras en español. Quiero primeramente agradecer a nuestra alcaldesa, la señora Bass, los líderes locales, estatales y federales que están aquí con nosotros, asistiendo y apoyando a nuestra comunidad.
We're listening right now to this press conference, which continues from the LA Unified School District.
That's why there's no Dan tonight, actually. Breaking news, there's no Dan because Dan has to go upstairs to where he didn't keep the heat on, apparently, and it's really cold, so, yeah, just know.
Superintendent Alberto Carvalho talking in Spanish. Let's talk about some of the headlines that we've learned so far.
Well, as it relates
how
to
bad is it
LAUSD,
fucking
he said
spreading, bro? Let's go live here.
They do have a significant
now we're
concern.
live.
This could be the
this
situation.
Is officially live,
and
Fox
the,
11.
Large hook and ladder fire truck that was spraying it down has left the premises around there. So I don't know if this is an imminent thing, but we do know that what's going on here is pretty serious, and the police are allowing no one, and I mean no one, to go down there. So that is the situation here. We're going to stick around for another hour or so, see what else we can find. He said, you know, this is...
My title is Absolute Madness. Confirmed arson in LA chaos unhinged alive.
Dangerous enough that we could seriously have a collapse here. So
100%
nobody can go down there, media or anybody else. Back to you.
Maybe we can, you can coordinate with our desk, and maybe we can see if we can get our chopper to go there and get an aerial view. If people aren't allowed to go there, and see if we even be able to see it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lit up just until a few minutes ago because they were looking at it, and I think that's why they were examining it. And there was, as I say, this ladder up above it, and every time it would have a flare-up, they would spray it. But as we sadly learned from the World Trade Towers, that if you heat a building enough and you heat it in the right places enough, that it can possibly collapse. And I'm not saying that this is anything on that scale, but what I'm saying is there's an analogy here to something like that, where you just bake something long enough that something structurally is likely to fail. And I think that this is a candidate for that. Whether or not it actually is will depend on engineers, but the fact that they're not letting anybody back there is to suggest, of course, that they're not taking any chances. So I thought that was very much worth reporting, and as I say, the source is reliable, and as a result, we report that.
We're glad you did. All right, Tom Bakar from our sister station up in the Bay Area. He's here in the Palisades Fire. He works for KTVU, the same company that we work for. All right, this is the live look here. And we're seeing another chopper in our live picture up and over.
I think this is the Palisades Fire. Yeah.
Okay. The Palisades Fire, and, you know, almost 20,000 acres burned.
Look at that at night, though. I mean, it's just so dramatic, and to see them do the best they can with that water drop right there. But this fire,
so disheartening.
Think about it, Marla.
Did you see that?
Thursday.
Oh my God! Look at this amount of water, and look how vast the fire is.
Dramatic.
Oh my God, dude! This is horrible.
To see them do the best
this is horrible
they can with that water drop right there. But this fire, and this fire, think about it, Marla, we're now on Thursday evening. This thing started burning on Tuesday morning.
At 10:30
Tuesday
a.m.
morning.
Yeah. And what we didn't get to see on Tuesday night was that water drop.
Right.
So it is...
Or anything from the air. We weren't able to shoot it either. So it's man, it's something else.
All right.
And all of these homes that are now gone. I have noticed tonight that
it looks like he's in a fucking... Does he not look like he's at a fucking Twilight Zone movie set from the 50s? Holy shit, dude.
Direction now coming
shit
from
is
the coast,
gone
going inland, so that is interesting. But I do want to step out of the way. Maybe you can see.
Oh my God!
I know it's dark, but this is where all these homes were. This very high-value real estate, and it's just all crumbled and burned
again,
to the ground.
yeah, dude, most expensive place you can live in the country.
Some hot
just
spots
burned to
still
the
out
fucking
there.
ground.
But we did speak with some residents today in the Highlands about several topics, and here's what they have to say.
It's unprecedented. The entire town, everybody I know more people in the Palisades, I've lived here my whole life, that have lost their homes.
We believe it. We believe you've lived here your whole life, pal.
Everybody I know, my elementary school is gone, my pharmacy, my market, every single place that I go to every day is gone.
It was a weird feeling. I grew up here for over 2 decades,
and at this point, not really grasping it, but just trying to lend a helping hand.
So, I mean, is the house that you grew up in?
Bro,
just destroyed.
I'm not going to go deep down
one of
some
my
of the
best friends
shit that I
growing
had.
up, his house
I
gone,
think
the
people
whole
already
street,
kind of know.
like the whole neighborhood, like the whole block is just disintegrated.
Were you guys up here when this started?
We were. Family was up here. I was at work personally.
Too deep on
kept a very close
right
eye on the security cameras.
I know we all think
there was
different
3, 4
things,
of them. My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, housekeeper, everybody just with hoses in their hands, just trying to hose it off.
It's so
Jessica
sad. It's so
and
emotional.
Hales.
I find myself losing it every once in a while because it's just I know there will be a town of Pacific Palisades before January 7th and after January 7th, and it's never going to be the same.
Do you have any questions or frustrations about all of this?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we love our firefighters. There's no doubt about that. I think from a leadership perspective, that's something some people were let down, and
it's in the grant.
It's in the aircraft. I just think it took too long. I mean, we had a perfect view of where it kind of started. It took too long for things to mobilize. I don't know if it's a leadership issue. The firefighters had their worst nightmare by saying they're turning on hydrants and there's no water.
I'm more focused on the mitigation strategies. If there was any way to clear,
it's only 44 minutes away from Los Angeles, so I mean,
brush or
spreading
ahead of time, it seems like there's been a discrepancy, and it's going to be tough to dive through the politics of it all.
This was a natural disaster. We don't know what caused it. To blame firemen, to blame water being, shut off. It's just, this was a natural disaster.
Well, I mean, that is also fucking horrible. The water stuff is insane. Like, I'm sorry. That's fucking nuts. That's actually fucking nuts. In California, during fire season? Like, what?
In a calamity in the worst way.
5,000 structures, they're saying. More than 5,000 damaged or destroyed.
Look.
See, I'm not for, the folks that are saying, this isn't necessarily the time to blame or point fingers. No, this is actually the perfect time to blame and point fingers, so the voters will remember what the fuck has happened here, because that shit is insane, dude.
Me, in my opinion, if you drive around most of these areas...
normal people, these people, they've come on, why would you want to back anybody that's shitty? I don't care which side they're on. Everyone needs to have their communities in mind first and foremost, their safety, period.
Yes, Highlands is
I gotta use
somewhat of an anomaly, but most of the other areas you drive through, it's kind of a shock if you do see a structure intact still.
There was a small fire right behind this dead end on January 1st at midnight. And I remember I was at a friend's house and I pulled out my Citizen and I said, gosh, there's a fire at the top of the world. Everyone in the Palisades goes to the top of the world. It's a very common thing, for middle and high schoolers to do. So I was like, that was fireworks.
Fuck?
And that was 7 days before January 7th. So I'm not saying that is what caused it, but, actions kind of speak the truth.
So again, the exact cause of this fire remains under investigation.
Hey, everybody, thanks for being here. Share it out, hit the like, and
frustrations and just so many
all
people in
opinions
the
welcome.
community feeling that way. Also, I thought it was a good point that I think we're going to look back and think about Palisades before January 7th, and then again after. Just two very significant different time periods. Reporting live tonight, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
All right, Matthew, thank you. You think about the scale of the number of people that are impacted, and you multiply that street after street after street, and it's kind of hard to imagine how, what they all do, where they go, how they rebuild. I mean, it's the scope of this is extraordinary. We continue to watch some of the firefight that is underway right now. This is the Palisades Fire that we are looking at. Adam Kruger, let's talk about the weather, because that is so important. We saw the winds kind of die down, but are they coming back? Where are we at in terms of the winds?
Yeah, they're just starting to make that change now to some stronger wind speeds, which we expected to start happening tonight. I'm looking off to the side here through the San Gabriel Mountains, some of the higher elevations, now seeing some gusts a little bit over 50 miles per hour. Looking through the Santa Monica Mountains near Malibu, I've got a gust at 36 right now, and near Calabasas, a gust at 37. So those wind speeds are starting to come up as expected, kind of like right on schedule. The high wind warnings in some areas now are in effect, and I'll show you the time frames for those in a moment. But high wind warnings in yellow, wind advisory, which is like one notch lower. In tan, you see the forecast sustained winds and the forecast gusts. And we're starting to, again, start to see that come up. We expect winds to stay on the stronger side tonight through tomorrow morning and then start coming back down tomorrow afternoon. And that should mostly be it for this Santa Ana wind event. We've got the high wind warning to the north and the wind advisory here in tan now in effect. That ends at 2 p.m. Friday. But then also the Santa Monica Mountains here and kind of north of Malibu near the Palisades, Topanga, for example, that high wind warning doesn't go into effect until midnight and expires sooner at 8 a.m. And then off towards the east, the Inland Empire down through Orange County and farther south, that high wind warning is also now in effect. That one ends the earliest out of all these, ending at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So we do have those kind of time differences. Red flag warning, though, that's in effect until 6 p.m. tomorrow. So that gives you an idea of how long we're looking at fire weather conditions. Forecast wind gusts, you're going to watch for those purple areas to show you where the strongest winds will be. So not uniform strong winds everywhere. There will be pockets like around a lot of LA, for example, where the winds will be significantly lower. But here we go into midnight tonight. You see those strong wind areas, mainly the wind-prone areas now, and the winds continuing from the northeast for the most part. As we head into tomorrow
over
morning,
here in Los Angeles,
there will be
3 for some reason. I don't. Is that the wind gust? It's 3. I know only 3 degrees. This is California. This is the California raisins. I don't know why I said that. It didn't really make sense. But I said it. All right, we slam that bad boy. Let's keep digging in here. How long is this weather going to be on?
We know that our first responders aren't letting us down, and they are fighting this with such tenacity, and I am grateful that they are digging even deeper. I was just with them at Zuma earlier this afternoon talking with them.
Oh, God, he's so fucking old. He has nothing to lose. He's like, I'm 80, and I'm telling you right now.
Their resilience, how they're doing, how they are finding the resolve within themselves to continue fighting these fires. And so the fact that once they heard the alarm, they went back out and got right back to work. I'm just grateful for them. And I hope that should it turn out to be arson, that they are held to the fullest extent possible accountable.
Of course, we're continuing to follow up on that information that we received about a potential arsonist. What so far, noting that this is absolutely unprecedented, the fact that we have multiple fires, we know that, of course, your district is the Palisades Fire. You've been out there, were out front at these press conferences, you've been talking to your constituents. What's the big takeaway in moving forward? How do we move forward from here?
Well, we've seen in our district, we also have the Hurst fire. This Kenneth fire is also in our district. The Woodley fire was in our district. The Sunset fire last night was in our district. Even the structure in Studio City that went up last night is in our district. So our district has seen so much devastation in addition to the Palisades, and so I know people's hearts are broken, their spirits are weary, they are wondering what is next for them as they think about rebuilding. And when they think about what they've lost, these aren't just, as I've been saying, these aren't just structures that are numbered in a chart somewhere for us to track. These are people's homes where they raised families and built lives and built communities. And so the memories that they will take with them will be the balm to their hearts as they begin healing. But right now, we have to make sure that they have all of the tools necessary to keep going and to be able to rebuild. I know the insurance commissioner is working on that. Our county assessor also has put tools on his website to help people get going. And the FEMA administrator who came today from the Biden administration is providing amazing help. I spoke with the president today about even more help from his administration to address these impacts. And I just cannot thank him and all of his team enough for how quickly they are moving to invest in us on the ground to make sure we have the resources that we need. And the fact that the president was here yesterday and witnessed what was going on here firsthand, I know he takes it very seriously. And he called me this afternoon after his press conference to continue that conversation and continue his investment in us.
And an interesting and important note, because some people are going to be hearing that, they're going to say, well, that's great, but the president's out in about a week. What the president did today was he announced funding for 6 months from the federal government, which will stay in place regardless of the fact that there's going to be a new president. So even though basically making a long-term commitment to Los Angeles. Supervisor, there are people watching this right now that lost their home. They may have lost their car. They lost everything.
I can't believe.
And they're wondering, what do I do now? And as we sort of move past some of the immediate crisis of this, and people are now just trying to think, like, where do I go? Who do I talk to? What government agency do I reach out to? Most people have never gone through something like this. What's your advice for them?
So I know wherever there are incorporated cities impacted by these fires, they will be the lead agencies on anything land use related. So if people are looking to next steps about how they see what's going on with their homes or how they rebuild their homes, they will go directly to their city leaders for that. And in the case of Topanga and the unincorporated areas, we at the county will be that lead entity. We've already been talking with our respective departments about how we prepare for when we reach that stage of going through each of these sites, understanding what the terrain is, documenting what we're seeing, so when we welcome people back, we're able to work with them very quickly. We have a lot of lessons learned from Woolsey, and I know that there was a lot of pain and strife in the rebuilding after Woolsey, and so we've taken those lessons to heart, and we are putting them into action. If like, it's other...
who is this, though? I don't really know who this is. Filmmaker and author Justine Bateman. Violet Look, Phil, 5 minutes. She's made some books. Let's see what she said. She's probably fucking pissed, I'd imagine.
And your police department are well funded. I'm pretty pissed, and I think a lot of people in Los Angeles are pissed.
Called it.
You know, if you are going to run a city or run a state,
Jessica,
you have to take care of the basics, and that's make sure that your fire and your police department are well funded. Make sure that you have not only have plans. If there are emergencies in your area, you reverse them, but also you have plans to mitigate the problems that you know are going to happen in that area. And for us, it's fire, earthquake, rain, and consequent mudslides. And if you're not doing everything you can to take care of those problems if they arise, then get out.
You know who this is,
you are
Ollie?
Useless to us. All those other things, all the other programs like Head Start and all of that, that's great for the community, that's after. If you can't cover the basics, get out of our city. You are useless to us. You are a liability, and you have destroyed people's lives because you didn't do your job. You didn't do what you were hired for. You didn't do what we pay you for, and you should resign out of shame and responsibility for the people whose lives you've destroyed right now.
They won't resign at all. They don't have the dignity or the honor to do that. Why do you think that they don't do the basics? Do they just not do their job? Are they distracted with other things? Are they incompetent? What do you think it is?
I think when you're this incompetent,
Jason Bateman
you don't understand you're incompetent.
Yeah, so good. It's true. Usually other people do things for you. You've gotten to this position, you fly to Africa, or you have your aviators on and you look good on camera, and you just can't execute, and you think this just always happens in California. Is this what people think? You know, fires happen, mudslides happen, it's always like this?
Oh, shit. Let me check.
No, this isn't. Look, we had incredibly unusual winds. If you know that's coming, you make sure that you are prepared
Thanks
for what
this,
might
Pasadena
occur.
Popping through with
and they weren't.
The possible photo of the suspect here. Again, a little bit more clarification because I wasn't sure. Hold on. Boom. This is from LA Scanner. Ooh. Looks pretty legit. Possible photo of the Kenneth Fire arson suspect. Go ahead and give a retweet out there also. Interesting. Miss Dina coming through.
Extraordinary circumstances. But here's what I really hope all voters do. Stop looking for the R and the D next to these names. Just stop it. You need to look at the person. Do you think this person can do the job? Because unfortunately in California, we have been looking at Ds and we have voted in people who are not competent to handle these things. We're going to have the Olympics in here?
Yeah.
How?
Oh my God.
How are we going to have the Olympics in Los Angeles?
Well,
and you know what?
I guess
If people
that's
want something
fucked.
to pray for, here's what you pray for. Pray that we don't have an earthquake in Los Angeles while these two people, Newsom and Bass, are in charge. Pray that we don't have an earthquake.
Yeah, I'm no fan of Newsom whatsoever.
Because they will not be able to handle that.
I mean, there's no evacuation plan. That is very clear. Is this fire and the inability to mitigate it or even put it out, is this going to change how people vote?
It might. I mean, like I said, look, if somebody's competent and they've shown their competence,
Hot or not, let's
and
do
they
it.
have a D next to their name,
I'm gonna
fine,
put it in
vote
the
for them.
poll.
If they have
I
an
don't give
R
a
next to
fuck.
their
Let's
name,
go.
who cares? Like, vote for them. Vote for somebody you think.
Let me put it in before this interview ends. How long we got? We got less than a minute for this poll, folks. What's her name? I'm just going to put Bateman. Bateman lady. Hot or not? Y'all do whatever the hell you want with that.
Can do this job.
Less than a minute
you
poll.
checking whether or
Get
not
in
there's
there.
an R and a D
Buzz Nation,
next
get
to
it.
the name of the plumber you're going to hire or your housekeeper or somebody to fix your car? No. You're looking at their ratings. You're asking other people who have, had experience with them. Do they do a good job? Please do that with the politicians, please, or you see the results of it.
All right, well, we're counting down until the Olympics.
Got a lot of knots.
It looks like that's 4 years away. Maybe
Couple of
it's
knots,
not enough
though.
time. Maybe it is. Hopefully we can all get it together out there and put on a wonderful display of competition, because if we don't, that'll be a shame, because we deserve better. Justine, great to talk to you. I hope
Am I
everybody
going to have to find... What's your name?
Nice
Give
to
me your
see
name
you.
again. I don't know this lady
getting all
whatsoever.
their things home
I
safely.
probably do,
and find a
but...
place to sleep tonight.
What's her name?
I'm pretty pissed.
What's her name?
Like if it's other things like cars, I know that there will be other incident reports from our law enforcement and other respective agencies. So
The Knots
for
win
anyone
it
who,
by a
as I said,
landslide.
is in the unincorporated areas, please contact my office. And I would say anyone who is looking for assistance with their homes and property, go to your city
Justine?
entities.
What did we get wrong in Woolsey, the 2018 fire that did so much devastation to your district, that we're now doing differently in 2025?
Well, I think one of the most complicated things that I heard from the Woolsey experience was there was lots of miscommunication and as a result, misinformation. People didn't know where to evacuate or how to directly evacuate. If they were following law enforcement communications outside of other entities and their communications, people were getting mixed messages. So the county has unified through our Office of Emergency Management, our communication strategy. You can go to emergency.lacounty.gov, which is a clearinghouse website. All of the information from our state partners and respective city partners and departments throughout the county is all right there. And that was a critical tool. We also worked to establish the Genesis system, and there are different precincts now in the county areas where people evacuate by zones, and we are able to alert them through that system. So we have used technology to help keep people informed, but also to help them safely evacuate at a time like this. And so those tools have been incredibly helpful. I know that there's also been a real-time watch center implemented by the Malibu Lost Hills Sheriff Station, which includes drone coverage of these areas, which has allowed our first responders to have a better insight and access and intelligence into what they're in terms of this very complicated terrain. So some of it is technology, some of it is communication, some of it is just living through it and taking those lessons learned and adopting best practices for rebuilding and all of that. So while I wasn't here at that time, I do know that when I came in, I wanted to learn those lessons immediately so we could start educating the community, and we've been doing emergency preparedness trainings to make sure that people were signed up for this various technology and getting these alerts, so at a time of crisis they were ready to go.
Supervisor Horvath, let me ask you about that, because you brought up the LA County Office of Emergency Services and the alert system. You know, I'm sure you got the alert today that mistakenly went out. That caused a whole bunch of confusion, and we were just flooded in our newsroom and here on the set. Should I evacuate? And that just instilled more panic in people who are already under duress, given the nature of all of these wildfires. What's your response to that?
Yeah, we got those communications too.
But also people could be allowed to make fun now.
Office of Emergency Management right away to get it addressed.
Anybody and everybody's
there was a corrective notification that came out, and as you may have just heard recently at the press conference, as the sheriff said, is in addition to our director of emergency management, we use technology now to communicate with all of our constituents at a time like this, and it is sincerely unfortunate that this technological glitch happened. And we know that going forward, we're going to continue to communicate with people just as people are communicating with us using technology. And we are working to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Was it a glitch or was it human error? Was it somebody just sent all hands on deck, hit the wrong button, if you will, or was it actually a technical glitch?
From what I understand, it was a technical glitch.
I mean, you understand how there's already so much misinformation and so much distrust and all the rest of it, how that just makes a lot of people wonder about the competence of the entire operation. And then there's potentially a boy who cried wolf effect, that when you actually do need to use that system, there's people that are going to be wondering, is this one a false flag?
Family in 2013.
Well, that communication was one communication, but what I have seen consistently since Tuesday morning is unprecedented excellence.
She was on Arrested Development.
Front lines fighting this fire and working to keep people informed and keep people safe. So
she was a voice
errors
on
do
Rugrats.
That's cool. And that this was certainly one. But what I can say is I have confidence in the people who are leading this effort. Nothing like this have we ever seen in Los Angeles.
Of Tales from the Dark Side.
And to see the people who are coming into unified command, to see how seriously people are taking this effort, to see how they're digging deeper while they are facing exhaustion themselves and waiting for their own relief as we're calling in additional backup. That is what I am focused on, and making sure they are supported, because we have excellent people leading this effort, and we will continue to make sure we're doing all that we can to keep people informed and safe.
What lessons can you learn from
I don't remember that, but I didn't really watch that.
For all of these fires moving forward, you talked about the lessons learned from Woolsey. What lessons are you learning right now?
Well, as has been discussed, the unprecedented winds that we saw during these red flag.
These bigger frames are back. Like my older ones, I could go get them, but like they're a lot. Oh shit! Now I've smudged them all. Fuck. My older ones are like a lot tinier, but these new ones are kind of like more fat and round. Let me clean them up. Just fucked them all up. But yeah, these I like them though. I kind of like the bigger glasses. Like, my eyes are weird anyways. Like I was even seeing like sometimes when I try to like, I'm just like one's like more shut than the other. Am I crazy? Is this one like more shut than this one? maybe I'm live, publicly buzzed. Steve loses his fucking mind. Clean these sons of bitches up. Everybody, thanks for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. Dude, I'm trying not to break these sons of bitches. They're expensive as fuck. Glasses ain't cheap.
Conditions. You know, we've seen strong winds. To see winds that went up to 100 miles an hour under these conditions with fire. We learned the impact of that. And when we don't have the option to deploy our aerial tools and have these water drops that are so helpful in helping our on-the-ground effort, we had to address that and make tactical decisions. There are lessons learned. I know in speaking with some of our LA County fire personnel, they had hoped that at a certain stage of this fire, they were going to be able to contain it and not see the fire move past Topanga. And yet with these winds and the way they moved, they obviously weren't able to do that. So they are going to take the lessons learned. And I know Drew Smith in particular, who lived through Woolsey, who has been at some of these community trainings with us to share his lessons learned from Woolsey and other fires. He has seen it all. He is documenting.
I totally missed this. Holy shit. Pammy, my bad. Pammy coming through. The facts of life. The facts of life. Damn it, Stevie. It'll be stuck in my head all night long. $4.99 from Pammy coming through here. Let me get you on this thing. First of the night. Damn. Pammy coming through. Pammy, absolute G around these parts. We already know that, man. She kills it. We're up to 5 names on this wheel now. Working on a wheel. That makes us 7 away. Let me give you a love. We're just hanging out here tonight, man. Everybody that comes through and hangs really hard, I freaking love it. And I'm sure people can tell that I don't necessarily chase crazy numbers anymore. Every once in a while, I'll still get the bug and still want to try to but I mean, dude, we chill pretty fucking hard. Some of the comments that I delete out of here are crazy. People hate the commentary. I'm like, dude, I've already got kind of a crew. These people like to chill, like to talk, and I think they're coming here for that. So I don't know, man. I'm also a little drunk. Everybody, thank y'all so much for getting here. I appreciate it. Bye bing, bye boom. Pammy, you fucking rule.
You gotta fight for your right
to party. We out here, baby. And tomorrow night, you're not going to want to miss it. Tomorrow night coming through, Lisa, Miss Shorty is coming through. She's going to be hanging and banging with us. And I've got something cool tomorrow. So tomorrow night, what we're going to be doing, and there's a lot more people in here than when I mentioned this earlier.
hanging and banging.
Tomorrow night, we're going to start right here, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, just like normal on Feral Friday. I think Lisa's been going crazy, dude. She's been streaming like nuts. She's got 16 nights of Shorty or something, going nuts. And then she's added extra nights. Tomorrow night, I think that she's going to portal everyone that's in her stream over to here early, and then she's going to come in, and then I told her to pick 2 movies. I'm going to pick 2 movies, and then we're going to put that as a poll in the live. And then whatever wins, we're going to go over to Kick and watch. So I told her any genre, any vibe, there's no rules. So yeah, it's going to be a cool night. Just come through.
Now, even for us.
The utility workers moving in, trying to get all this back up again. One other point to make before I let you go. We were showing you some of that very serious situation. Several blocks up here to the west, the 16,000 block Sunset, that building that is in right now, very dire situation, possibly in fear of collapsing, coming down. It was a 4-story condo building. They thought they had the fire out yesterday. Pretty much they were wetting it down overnight. We made several stops by there. And this might be another one.
This is a great picture just because of everyone that we're getting in this right now. We have Clinton, Hillary, Bush, and Biden all just they're also at a funeral. You have to take them. Well, I mean, he isn't literally asleep, but they're also at a funeral. You have to take that into account as
those
well.
Black and whites coming by here. Let me see. I have to give you an idea. Mikey will give you a look. This is what we've been seeing back and forth all night long. Sheriff's Department, that's LAPD coming through. That's what they've been doing with their spotlights. He's checking out the bank building over there.
Though, man. The world we live in is it's a fucked up. Horrible people control the world. Evil people. We're just hanging out. We're trying to make it. We're all just trying to make it to the next day. I love you guys.
through the area that is the village location. That's the new development that is undamaged, the Caruso development, undamaged by this fire. But law enforcement continues to come through here. In any event, back to that building and the possible collapse, 16,000 block Sunset.
Shit.
The trouble with that
might
is
be one of mine,
they
CH.
put the fire out and then it lit back up again earlier today. They've been fighting it all day, but they pulled off recently because the concern is very large chimneys, 4 stories tall, built of brick, and there's nothing holding them now. They're ready to go. They're collapsing, possibly. And the fire department was telling me the concern was they could collapse right on Sunset, so they shut off the entire area of Sunset. The other area, the other concern is there's a condo building right next to it, not damaged at all, seemingly by the fire.
Dude, I can't get over the backgrounds. They look like fucking Twilight Zone
could come crashing down on an undamaged
the post-apocalyptic
building.
one in
So
general,
very serious situation there. They pulled everybody back. They were wetting it down for about the last half hour, and now they're just saying it's just too uncertain what's going to happen there. And that is the only building on that block, 16,000 block of Sunset, that appears to be damaged at all by the fire, burned pretty much to the ground. Every one of the other buildings somehow made it through the firestorm, but now they're maybe damaged by the possibility of that damaged building comes crashing down and there's some type of collapse. Some more fire department officials moving through here, but again, it's just really been lots of security, lots of law enforcement shutting it down.
It's fake.
It has been.
This ain't real.
And
they're tricking you. The globalists are tricking everyone.
Movement-wise, it's really eerie here in the
Smoke and
Palisades. You think about
mirrors,
this
it's
is
a
a
green
Thursday night. This time of night, this location where I'm standing right now would be jumping. Lots of activity, people eating at that restaurant outside, the Villages, the movie theater over there, and now it looks. It's a ghost town.
It's so
burnt
cold.
out ghost town. Sadly,
She
here
was
comes.
feeling it tonight,
If you want to look around, another fire truck coming by. They're also doing. Mikey will give you a look at that. They're doing.
Dude, it looks like fucking. Does that not look like literally World War II? Shelley nailed it. That's what it looks like.
They're also using their floodlights. They were telling one of the engineers, making sure that they don't see any looters coming around too. If they see somebody who looks suspicious, doesn't seem like they belong here, they're calling in their friends from law enforcement. So that seems to be, there it is, engine company, or engine 191, I should say, from LA County. So everybody taking it very seriously, especially since there's been concern of looting, and especially since one of the neighbors from up a few blocks away was saying that they chased about 3 looters away yesterday.
Dude, we watched that on an all-night marathon, if I'm not mistaken. It also got lost in the shuffle because I don't know, it got lost in the shuffle. Like, for whatever reason, I don't think it like really hit. That's a great film, dude. Alfred Hitchcock, and Alfred Hitchcock Presents, the television show. I've been watching a bunch of those episodes. Man, there's some primo ones in there, dude.
Building. So in any event, that's the situation here from a very eerie Palisades. Let's go back to the west side.
It really looks so eerie. It looks like there's a filter behind you, almost a black and white.
Dude, right? Shit, they're talking about it.
Minus the red curb, it looks like a movie set.
It looks like a fucking movie set, dude. It doesn't even look real.
Unbelievable. All right, Ed, we thank you so much. We want to put this up on the screen because we know that there's so much need right now. LA communities impacted by the wild.
Who joins us right now. Susan.
You know what? And I'm just going to go a little crazy for a second, so just bear with me. All right? Don't get too bent out of shape here. But did they set this little fire? They're like, let's just find an area that's pretty fucked and set a little fire for the scene. We got a camera right here. Let's just set this fire real quick. Just get it burning. Just a small one. We can put it right out. No one will know. No one's going to know. No one's going to see. Little arsonist, hey, cameraman. Hey, Phil. Hey, you got a lighter?
Yes, we are in Pasadena still and covering the Eaton fire. We're on the grounds of what was the Fair Oaks School and Academy. Now, generations of children have gone to this school, and now it's all rubble. We've got the gas fire going. But I want you to see what it looks like in the daytime. So the school administrator came here and took some video of what was a beautiful school for, as I said, multi-generations of children. In fact, she said, I went there, my children went there, now my...
I could get into so many deep, the simulation theory is so interesting to me. And, existential thinking and thoughts, and just like the knowing, the end is imminent, and because the vastness of everything is we can't even fathom the time frame from the Big Bang to now. Like, so a lifespan of like a regular human is like so fucking small and really and truly insignificant in so many different ways. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this shit really trips me out, but a simulation in general, like the possibility or the idea that someone has created something, right? Or like, you know, it goes back to a narcissistic thought also, though, because like, you know, you're the star, right? Like in your own head, you're the star of this show. We're all the star of our own show. But in a simulation, in what I'm going to use is a video game, for example, like a GTA or one of these games that you become a person. You are that entity. You can die over and over. You come back. Nothing truly matters. You are in a simulation world. I use GTA because it's almost perfect. But like, the idea of that, you know, you can go in, and I've mentioned on here many times, I'm an agnostic person. You know, I don't really know. But I'll tell you what, when shit gets real, what do I say? You know, I hope to God, you know, I pray to God that this goes good, or so there's something there. I don't know, man. Hold on. Also, while I'm on pause here, I got a Tiff Knox coming through with a $5 hot or not fun. Let's go. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's not get too bent out of shape, guys. We're having a good time.
I'm telling you like it is, baby.
We're just having a good time in here, you know what I'm saying?
Son of a bitch!
Thanks so much, Tiff. Let me get you on this thing real quick. We're going to build this wheel. We're going to get this thing going. I'm telling you right now.
And children go there. Meantime, the effort is on full force to find a location. She believes she has located a new location
in West Hills and then made its way to Calabasas. A couple of things from the LAPD. The police department. It says today at 4:32, a radio call was generated on the 21,000 block of Ibarra Road.
Dude, to that point, LaMom James, you know what I thought about with all this? Like all the old 80s movies that filmed in Hollywood, especially the low budget ones. Man, I love there's so many movies that I love, but like one of my favorite genres is like the low budget horror genre of like the late 80s into the early 90s specifically. And man, a lot of that was filmed right there in Hollywood, right there in this area. So, I mean, that's the first thing I thought about too, is almost like an entertainment aspect of it. Forrest Nelson, the man, the myth, the legend, coming through all the way from Canada over the border. $10. Oh my God. Let's not mess around, son.
You gotta fight for your right.
Hold up. Hey, Forrest getting on this thing. Forrest, thank you so much, man. Forrest is so generous, so awesome. One of the best out here. Always doing the damn thing. Thank you so much. Whoa, we messed
for
around.
A possible arson suspect. A male was heard stating a suspect was, quote, attempting to light a fire.
For like every
the suspect
era.
is in custody and was transported to Topanga Station. So that goes along with our...
So, like, I don't know if y'all knew this or not. So like there was a time when movies first started being made, like silent movies. Like there was no fucking rules or laws in Hollywood whatsoever. So there's like and I forget what they call it. Like I'd have to look it up real quick. But there's a period of time in the silent film era, right when it started to really pick up, where it was anything goes. And I mean that. Like, they had gangster movies. Gangster movies was one of the most popular films you could make. But the bad guys would win. The gangsters would win. They were really violent. There was drug use. Vicious sexual assault in these movies. You know, it was very realistic. And they actually, that's how basically, you know, a film commission became a thing, because it was so wild, and they started making these filmmakers, you know, tone it down. And of course, in the 60s and 70s, things got crazy again, and the underground blew up, and where we are today, where things are absolute chaos. But dude, in the early days of silent film, there's a whole like little stretch of period of time where like the gangster films are really crazy and chaotic. Maybe we'll, you know, get one of those for a Feral Friday, man. I like little things like that blow my mind. They're so interesting. Before again, regulation popped in, and they were like, we got to tone this down. You know, first of all, we can't have this, or we can't have this. And I did actually, one night I watched one, like the most popular one, and it was pretty freaking wild, dude. It was all about fucking like heroin and like this, like it was wild. It was crazy.
Early reporting our Gigi Graciette with intel from LAPD saying that an arson suspect has been detained. And so now we're hearing directly from LA.
And that's true, Brooklyn. And the Sopranos rule, and like the level of no give a fucks in Entertainment Tonight rules. But think about this. This is why I love old stuff so much. This is why The Prisoner, the Australian show in the 70s, blows my mind so much. What happened in The Prisoner in the 70s in Australia wouldn't happen in America in a television show for 20 years. All right? So, like, you're thinking about, like, The Sopranos. Think how badass that is. That's like 2000. Think about something wild like that in the 1930s. Think about the 50s, how everything is kind of, gee, golly gosh. Like, you know, even like the movies that have some grit to them. Well, that good guy sure did win this one. Like, dude, there's some wild shit out there. Like,
EPD themselves. So we'll follow up on that. Also, the Kenneth Fire, 960 acres, 0% contained.
Thanks everyone for
but the
hanging
good
out,
news
man.
is that now we're hearing forward progress has been stopped on those flames. So the Kenneth Fire forward progress has been stopped. Again, the evacuation orders have been downgraded to warning. So the folks out there who had to leave earlier, hopefully they're being allowed back into their homes if they so choose, and the evacuation warnings have been lifted. This is a live look, and you see the flames, active flames. It does always look so scary and ominous, and
dude,
you see an
like
aircraft below,
hell.
which has been a huge help. That's been the game changer in fighting a lot of these fires yesterday and today. All right, Adam Kruger, our chief meteorologist, tracking this beautiful water drop.
Dude,
tracking the wind conditions.
Greeny knows
we are still under the red flag
I
warnings.
I know.
We are, and we're starting to see the winds pick up a little bit
conversations.
tonight. Not what we want to hear, of course, but it won't be as extreme
Film's
as
always
the
been one of my favorite
hurricane
things.
force winds we essentially
it's
had with
like-
some of these fires going
I
on.
don't know how to really
By the
fucking
way, you
express
know,
it or
as we
explain
were
it,
watching
like-
those water drops right there, and
Dude, you
there-
can feel the decades and the years on films. Like, you can, dude, it's the closest thing to time travel we can ever actually truly have. Like, if you can get immersed inside of a fucking great film from any decade from the past, especially a really old one, it's beautiful, man. Like, I love old films so much.
They've stopped forward progress of the Kenneth Fire. You could tell that what they're dealing with now is basically like stopping
when
the
the
edge
water
of
fell
burning as
earlier,
opposed to
Holly?
like embers just zipping across the area. Not the case right now. Winds aren't strong enough for embers to go soaring a mile or two ahead like we saw with some of the more extreme winds. By the way, wind gusts right now. Actually, I'm going to head over here. Keep this map up. I'm just going to list off a few things I'm seeing off on the side as far as wind gusts right now. I want to let people know what some of the current wind gusts are through some of the mountainous areas where they're strongest. So, for example, in a lot of the San Gabriel Mountains, I'm seeing gusts between 30 and 50 right now. That's up a little bit from a couple hours ago. Closer to, let's say, Pasadena, Altadena, those winds are more like 10 to 15 mile per hour gusts. Not too bad. Then in the higher elevations near the Palisades, we've got some gusts up near 30 to 35.
It's still just going
There's
and
kind of
going
a
and
data
going.
gap
There's no end in sight
right now
'cause
around the
there's no fucking
Palisades, which is
water.
not a surprise with all the just
And now we have
widespread fire
arson
there.
that's going around, which is something
And
already
then
fucking feared.
just some other pockets here and there, gusts like 10 to 30 miles per hour. Okay, so again, breezy, yes, and kind of windy, especially in the higher elevations. Not extreme, but we do find the winds going up a little bit right now, and that's going to hold as we go through the night, which is now why we see high wind warnings that have gone back into effect after not being in effect for a little while. Back into effect as of 6 o'clock this evening, and that continues.
BGOG, I still need to get your package out. It's been crazy here. I was talking about it at the beginning of the show. I promise that thing is coming. I'm so sorry.
Into tomorrow morning. We also have wind advisories in tan right here, and you see the forecast sustained winds and then the forecast gusts. So there is still concern that fires could spread as we can.
Eaton fire, horrible as well. We may want to change this graphic because we don't know that it was 5 people killed in this fire. That combines the Palisades Fire, but we do know that it's over 10,000 acres burned, and plenty of destruction here as well.
Yeah, we learned from LA County Sheriff Robert Luna that the death toll at this point, he was hesitant to say, as we have been reporting, 5 people killed, but he differentiated. So he said that 2 people died in the Palisades Fire and 3 people died in the Eaton Fire. He expects, unfortunately, that number to rise given the sheer devastation that we just showed you.
Yeah. And so he was very hesitant to give a number because he certainly got the impression that that number is going to grow. And so we're looking at other fires too. Thankfully, the new fire that started tonight out in the Kenneth fire, which was threatening homes in Calabasas, doesn't really seem to be threatening homes as much at this point. The other big headline of that is that there was a suspected arsonist arrested who may be responsible for it. And we've heard suspicions that arson may be responsible for some of these other fires. We don't know how the fire in the Palisades started. We don't know if that was arson. We don't know if it wasn't. But this one, supposedly, there were people that saw somebody starting it and then detained, so citizens essentially detained that suspect themselves.
Citizens detained.
Until law enforcement got there, and now that suspect is in custody.
This is obviously an overlay map here. You see the 210 West there as well, just to try and figure out where we are in all of this.
Trying to find some stuff, and man, it's just as chaotic as X, but like,
this is
it's
for
harder to navigate
power outages, and we know that they've been widespread. You know, tens of thousands of customers have lost power. Our Skyfox has been up and over, and it's just wild to see, you know, huge swaths of Southern California literally in the dark. And, you know, this is amidst the deadly firestorm. And we hate to see it.
And we really hate to hear this, which the reason that they're in this area, they're apparently on the move, headed to Pacoima, where we're getting reports of another potential fire. Wonder if this one may have to do with arson.
Oh, nice for us.
We will, as soon as we get images from that, we will go to it.
Hold on.
Now that it's 8 o'clock, we want to set the stage for you of all of our coverage.
I woke them up and I said, you know what, this is not looking good. We got to get out of here.
That was our chimney where Santa comes, and now it's gone. Now we can't get presents here anymore.
It's just devastating. Everything we worked for.
This was your room, Henry? I was supposed to be here.
We just gonna try to pick up the pieces and see what's next, because we don't even know. It's sad to see everything that we worked for.
Maybe it got taken down? I don't see
everything that we built here to just be gone in hours.
I did see that, though.
It is now 8 o'clock, and we would usually bring you primetime programming here on Fox, but tonight we continue with our live local team coverage of the deadly firestorm in Southern California.
Yeah,
getting
tomorrow's going to be
reports
awesome.
Of a potential new fire in Pacoima, trying to check that out right now. Our chopper is on the way to get an eye on that. Hopefully there's not much to that. We did have a new fire tonight that was burning in the Mission Hills area that had made quick work on, but the reports are that an arson suspect has been detained or is in custody. We are on our way to that scene to try to get you more information of exactly what happened there as well. Those are two of the breaking stories that we're following at 8 o'clock tonight.
The biggest fire of all that ignited on Tuesday morning at 10:30 is the Palisades Fire. And Tom Vakar of our sister station, KTVU, he has been reporting for us here in Southern California. We thank you for that.
This guy's tired as fuck.
The road closure
I've been out
behind
here all
you.
night,
What's
guys.
the latest?
I want his jacket.
Well, we're still waiting to see. We did notice after, and the reason we're here is that there was a source that told us that the reason that this part of Sunset is blocked off and nobody's going in there is that there is a danger or a slight possibility that what might happen would be that this multi-dwelling, which is either condos or an apartment building, might collapse. They'd been spraying water on it for hours and hours, and when we first came into this part of the Palisades quite a few hours ago, the other side was also equally blocked off. So it's been blocked for a long time, and the feeling is that the building may have some structural issues.
No, it's not. I haven't made it a regular video, actually. No, in a regular video, there should be me going in like this old-ass fucking
it's got dark,
building
and
in West
that's
Virginia.
not a good time to be inspecting
it's where
buildings,
the coal
although
miners
it
used
was
to
lit
shop
up
and
earlier.
shit.
So this is just a wait and see situation. Nothing may happen, something may happen. We just don't know, but we're told that that's the reason nobody's going through here, and they just don't want people there in case something does happen with this building.
Yeah, free this man.
That's
tag
part
out,
of it,
bro.
and what they're doing is they're redirecting traffic down Northfield Street, and that goes into the neighborhoods where you will find lots of police in the neighborhoods cruising around, making sure that there aren't other unauthorized people in there. But it's a little bizarre to think that in one of the biggest and most important cities in the world, a part of, in a closed area, admittedly, but a part of the major road here would be in a situation where you could do that. Now, the lights are back on. You can actually see this building. If you look up at it, you'll see it's kind of whitish from here, and this is apparently the building's been compromised, and if you look closer, you'll see that smoke is coming out of that building.
So it is
brother.
What's up, man?
Looked at, and the people there are have some significant concern that this building might be compromised, and that's what's going on. I do want to remind everybody tomorrow night. So that's as much as I can tell you right now. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them.
Got Miss Shorty, Lisa coming through. We're going to be watching a film
right now.
Kick. What will it be?
Sort of what's next for you and what's next for them out there?
She's bringing 2 films to the table. We're going to vote.
Well, when you have a situation like this, obviously you don't want anybody within the fall radius of the building. They moved a large fire truck that had been spraying water on it because it kept flaring up. That fire truck is now gone, so you don't want anybody within the fall radius of this thing, or where, you know, some stuff may come out into the street or fall backwards. You never know which way these things are going to fall unless you've really studied them.
No, I got my car out. I was snowed in Monday and Tuesday. I had to use vacation days at work. And then Monday I did do a little bit of cleaning up, and I even got out that evening, but then it came again real bad. And, this morning I had to do even more, like a little bit more. This morning, that picture that's on that I posted, you can even see where I kind of dug it out. Like there's probably another inch or 2. And I just needed to make a little spot to back out. Like I'm literally just boom, 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 boom. I had to make like a 3-point turn, maybe more than that, maybe a 4-point turn to get around. It's brutal, but tomorrow they're dumping again, dude. Like, we can't get a break right now.
And so, with, you know, planned collapses, but also when they fail of their own weight, which is what happened down in Florida with that condo. That's the situation.
Yeah, I mean, you're some feet away. There's quite a distance, so you're not in any. I mean, they wouldn't let you be there.
I'm going to mix both my genres up.
This was going to cause damage to you and the crew, or hurt you and the crew.
It's going to be interesting. I love not knowing.
They're not letting anybody in there. The trucks that are down there are actually before that building because they don't want it to be within the fall radius. And that one, it's a fire vehicle. It's got its lights up on this building right now. It was lit up for the longest time as they were spraying it, and then for a while,
Charlotte, dude, it's fucking. Dude, it's like 6 a.m. She spent like her entire early morning hours with us. Holy shit, Charlotte. What is up? That's awesome.
Darkened it and didn't do anything and let the fire truck leave, and now it's sitting there bathed in light. What the real status of the building is really going to be up to structural engineers and people who know how to look at these things and say, yeah, this is a candidate for that. And I think they feel that, so they're just being very, very careful. Again, you never know with these things, and I'm not going to speculate on whether or not it will come down, other than to say it apparently is within the realm of possibility.
Well, come through tomorrow. It's just going to be a strictly fun, cool stream tomorrow night. None of this bullshit. None of real life stuff. We're just going to be hanging out and watching some films. Yeah, literally. Unwinding from the week. So please come through. I'm actually about to start winding. I'm not going to do it now. Actually, I'm going to start winding down. It's after 11 p.m. here. Go let the old jippers out, see what she's got to do, and start getting ready for another one, man. Tomorrow we're supposed to be getting hit about 3 p.m. Eastern time with another one. Again, today I went and did some shopping, so we got some meals. We should be able to make it through the weekend at least. But yeah, anybody close to this, Mestina, anybody that's close to this or knows anybody that's close to this, what's happening in California and Los Angeles in these surrounding areas, man, Godspeed, because this is a really wild, unpredictable time, and it freaking sucks. I hate to see it. But yeah, we're going to have a good time tomorrow. We're going to be hanging and banging. We're going to do the damn thing. And like I said, Lisa's going to come through, and you're going to want to come through because your voice matters, right? You're going to want to come through and vote for something. I'm going to bring 2 films. Lisa's going to bring 2 films. Any genre or vibe, I said. Because she asked. She's like, what do you think? I'm like, whatever. Anything. As long as it's not too new. That was my only thing. Because you know what I'm saying. Let's not go too deep. You know what I'm saying out here. Pirates on the sea and whatnot. We getting crazy. But everybody, thank y'all so much. Tomorrow night, what?
You gotta fight for your right
to party. Yeah, Miss Dina, definitely keep us updated. If it gets even close or you get any kind of notifications, get the hell out of there. Hopefully you got some bags already packed and ready to go. That's scary as fuck, man. Charlotte, man, come through. I know the time frames is what sucks, man. I love Charlotte so much. The time frames is what sucks with her. I know she's 5 hours in the future and she doesn't get to do Feral Friday often. But yeah, tomorrow night's going to be fun. Again, it's going to be a film. Hopefully Danny Savage will be here. I can't make any promises. But, hopefully we can get Dandy in here and have a good one. Have a good old show. We'll have a good one. All right, everybody, have a great day. Be safe. Stay safe. Love you guys.
Nothing to see here.